a fool out of me, Smith. Sending me on that wild goose chase after Daniels and then walking out of here in my uniform.
Oh, leave me alone.
I suppose you thought it wouldn't matter, that you wouldn't be coming back. But you are back, Smith, aren't you?
Look, you're not going to get a fight out of me.
You've had it with the women, Smith. And with me.
Then why are you here? Come to bash me?
You'll keep, Smith. I can be very patient. A little chat about Smith.
Look, I've done what you wanted. I'm top dog now.
But that could change when Smith gets back among the women.
Why should it? I can supply them with happy dreams. That's what they want.
Only if I allow it. Now listen, I know Barker's your courier. I can grab him and cut off your supply any time I like.
Why the hell should you want to do that? I've done what you wanted.
But I want more, Mackenzie. You see, I want Smith bashed. Very, very badly.
Oh, Ben! It's good to see you back. Not in here, you know what I mean, but oh, I missed you something awful.
Yeah, I missed you too, love. Thanks.
Yeah, it wasn't the same without you, B.
Sure wasn't. Some of us were a bit short of cash.
Oh?
Least of all I was. Couldn't pay out to the other women what I owed them. When you disappeared, $250 went with you.
Is that right?
Well, what do you know about it?
He doesn't know anything.
Shut up, old lady. Well,
Well, I can see nothing's changed around here. I think I might give this one a miss. I've suddenly lost my appetite.
You all right, love?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, I reckon I'll have 40 winks. I feel a bit butcher's this morning.
There's been a lot of changes around here since you've been away, love.
Yeah, so I noticed.
Oh, I don't mean those things. It's Nola. She thinks she's top dog.
So I noticed.
I told her you'd soon bloody set her straight when you got back.
And why should I bother?
But B, she's selling dope. She's got this pusher who pretends he's a minister so he can get in here. Well, that's what I call sacrilegious.
You don't want to hear about it, Lizzie?
Most of the women are flying all the time, even ones who wouldn't usually do that.
Then they are bloody stupid and nothing has changed, and I don't give a stuff anymore.
That doesn't sound like you, love.
Listen, Lizzie, if they want to go chasing after the first person that offers them sweet dreams, then let them. I am sick to death of being nursemaid.
But
oh,
Liz-
buck nothing. Will you lay off, Lizzie?
That's why you went over the wall, isn't it, love? Because none of us would support you.
Yeah, one of the reasons.
You had a rough time out there, didn't you, love?
I don't know. Could have been worse. I got as far as Sydney.
Sydney? Beauty! You gave them a proper run for their money, didn't you?
Yeah,
Did you see Dor?
yeah. She's doing very well. She's got a good job.
Good old Dor. I'm glad she can make it. Oh, it must have been nice having a talk to her after all this long time.
Yeah. She's one of the lucky ones now.
Ah, Daniels and Henley laundry. And Henley,
Yes, Miss Ferguson?
Get your things together before lunch. You're leaving this afternoon.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Smith!
Here, Miss Ferguson.
Laundry duties.
I'd like a word with you, Miss Ferguson. Won't take a moment.
We've still got something to settle, Smith. I want my cash. If I don't get it, you're in trouble. Real trouble.
Now stop playing the heavy. I'm not interested in being top dog. It's all yours.
It's all mine anyway.
Don't push your luck. And stop feeding Maxine dope. She shares my cell and I need my sleep.
I think she's only a little bit tired, Bea.
Oh, come off it, Lizzie. I didn't come in the last shower. She's out of it. Like half of the rest of the morons around here.
She's her own boss. If she's willing to buy, I'm willing to sell.
All right, you lot, what are you hanging around for? Got your assignments? Get to it.
Thought you'd be on the press.
It's occupied.
I know coming back here's been tough on you, Bea, but... Well, now you are back here. Don't you think you should be a little bit more positive? Try to do something to improve things?
Oh, come on, Mrs. M. Do what?
Well, you know what I mean. Help these women with the dope problem.
Why does everyone keep bugging me? They all go their own sweet way until things go wrong, then I'm expected to pick up the pieces.
You got help when you needed it. When you're on the outside. Doreen. Oh, yes, I know what the police report said.
The police
Bea,
report is correct. She had nothing to do with me. She's a damn good friend.
How's she coping?
Fine. She'll make it.
That's good. I wonder how many of these women will if they keep on the way they're going.
Not many.
That's right. Unless something's done, everyone needs help at times, Bea. Especially when they think they don't.
If you lot are going to keep working in slow motion, the screws are going to realise what's going on. I reckon...
Oh, you get up and back here like a bloody broken down record. Ah! Oh, my finger.
What's the matter?
Oh, God, can you get it out?
Oh, show me. I'll wrap this around its screwed. Come on.
What's going on in here?
Oh, she caught her finger, Miss Ferguson.
All right, Henley, get outside. I'll take you to the sister.
Come on, love. God, I'm getting out of this hole today.
All right, the rest of you get back to work. You're one short now, and all this stuff's got to be out by lunchtime.
This poor kid on her last day, too.
Wouldn't have happened if she hadn't been half stoned. If you lot don't stop taking this junk, there are going to be more accidents. Only next time it'll be bloody sight worse.
Under control, is it, Mrs. Powell?
Yes, things seem to be running very smoothly. I've appointed Mrs. Morris as my deputy.
Morris? I would have thought Miss Ferguson would have been a better choice.
Oh, well, there's been a lot of speculation about her lately. What with the insurance scheme and the drug running, that sort of thing.
It was just speculation. As you say, we had no proof of anything.
Surely it's far better to be cautious.
No, I disagree. Miss Ferguson is a very efficient officer. She would have coped with the job, I'm sure.
I did understand I could appoint anyone I wanted.
Yes, of course. After all, it is only temporary.
Yes.
All right, Mrs. Pearl, I'll let myself out. Oh, you will let me know if anything goes wrong, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Douglas.
Ah, Miss Ferguson.
Mr. Douglas.
Now, I take it you will be applying for the governorship?
Ah, yes, I've been working on my application.
Good. Very good. Well, you make sure you send it in, because, I have a feeling you've got a very good chance.
Why, just sitting with your mate. She looks like she needs a friend.
She's got mates. I reckon she wants to be on her own, that's all.
She wants to be on her own, all right, so she can work out how to take the fun out of living for us.
It'd take more than that to beat me at my game.
Good love. Did you hear what happened to Di?
I haven't had a chance to catch up on all the gossip, Lizzie, and I'm not particularly interested.
No, I mean, just now in the laundry. She was working on the sewing machine, see? And her finger got stuck and the needle went right through it. God, I nearly passed out.
You should better be more careful on the outside. Can't go mucking around with those machines.
No, it's mucking around with the dope that's doing it. That Mackenzie ought to be strung up for what she's doing.
Well, what they do about it is their problem, not mine.
It's not just die, babe. You don't know how bad things are getting.
Look, I'm keeping out of this one, Lizzie. And I can just imagine the thanks I'd get if I did want to interfere. Just lay off me, will you?
Somebody's got to do something. I'm getting really worried. I mean, Di was lucky. She only got her finger stuck. But next thing you know, all the heavy stuff will be coming in. And before you can say jackknife, somebody end up dead like that little Donna did. Well, if no one else is going to do anything, I will.
Oh, don't be crazy. What can you do?
I'll lag to the screws about that fake bloody reverend and get him arrested. That's what I'll do.
Come on, you know what happens to laggers, Lizzie?
Yeah, well, I can't just sit there and watch, can I? I mean, somebody has to do something.
Hey, Wrinkles. You'd better watch your blood pressure there, or else you'll need to take some downers. In fact, I'll order you some. Got to look after all God's children.
Shut your bloody big mouth, Mackenzie.
Okay, Lizzie, you're on. But just sit tight. I'll think of a way of fixing her little red wagon.
That's real nice. I'm flattered.
Yes? I thought it was worth another try.
I think you've picked the wrong person to try and convert, though, preacher. I don't know why you bother.
You could say I'm addicted to my work, Miss Mackenzie. I'm always hopeful of gathering another lost lamb to the fold. Now, I've underlined a verse in the book of Samuel that I thought you might read and think about until my next visit.
Oh, that's a load of old crap. You blokes must wear your collars too tight. Affects your brain.
Good day, Rev. Fancy you wasting your time to come and see us.
Hey, that's a really nice-looking Bible. Reminds me of one we had kicking around the house when I was a kid. You mind if I have a look?
The preacher and me were in the middle of a private conversation, so rack off, Smith.
I wouldn't dream of interrupting such an important Bible session.
Seems to be the problem here.
Mackenzie here seems to think she's the only one who's allowed to talk to the Rev.
I said the preacher and me were in the middle of a private conversation.
Mr. Barker did come specifically to see Mackenzie B.
Well, it's just the other women I'm thinking of, Mrs. M. A few of them could do with a bit of enlightening. Hey, Mr. Barker, why don't you start some Bible classes? You never know, you might make a few converts. What do you say, Rev?
I'm sure Mr. Barker would be only too pleased to start a Bible reading class. That's, of course, if there was a genuine interest.
Well, you can count on Lizzie and me for starters, and I know you'll get a few other takers, won't they, ladies?
Yeah, when can we start, Mrs. M? I get very mixed up with me Sodoms and Begorras.
Well, you could start after work tomorrow, if you like. Of course, that's unless you're got something else on.
Tomorrow? Oh, yes, I think that should be all right.
Right, we'll arrange it on your way out.
We'll see you tomorrow then, Mr. Barker. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. We'll have plenty of questions for you. Shouldn't be a dull moment.
See you later, Rev. And you will say a little prayer for me tonight, won't you? Eh?
Well, that's great. What am I going to do now? I know as much about the Bible as you do about bloody heart transplants. The screws will be onto me the minute I open my mouth.
They'll be onto you even quicker if you don't show up. I'm sure you've bluffed your way out of worse than this before. You'll just have to loosen that tight white collar and let something into that little pea brain of yours.
I wish he was a real reverend. I really enjoy Bible classes. There's some really lovely stories, B, that'd make you cry.
How well up on the Bible are you, Lizzie?
Oh, I'm a bit rusty these days, but I'm not too bad on me hymns. Why?
Well, because by this time tomorrow, Mackenzie's precious pusher is going to be squirming from his dog collar down. He'll wish he never clapped eyes on a Bible.
Yeah, he better pray for a miracle for this one, the rotten imposter.
We've got to do some homework. I wonder where they keep the Bibles in this joint.
I'll see you tomorrow then, Miss Mackenzie.
Yeah, can't wait.
I'll take you back to reception if you're ready, Mr. Barker.
Get it? Great. Can I buy a joint now?
Not now. I'm selling them in my cell later. You can come and get one then.
OK. Listen, how long do you reckon you'll be able to keep coming in?
Oh, that all depends. I'm a very slow learner.
You must be making a fortune out of this, Nola.
Yeah. And I'll need every cent. It may take a while, but as soon as I've got enough stashed away, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah? How?
I don't know yet. But when I go, it'll be for good.
I bet that's just what Bea thought and they brung her back.
I'm talking about doing it properly. Not in some half-assed amateur way like Smith's pathetic little effort. When I walk out of here, it'll be for keeps. They won't have a hope in hell of getting me back.
Good, have a look at you. You look half dead.
I'm okay. Just didn't sleep too good last night, that's all.
Well, how can you expect to sleep if you keep doping yourself up at every opportunity?
Oh, lay off, will you, Bea? I feel bloody awful.
I'm not surprised with all the drugs you rely on to get you through the day.
I don't rely on them. They just make this dump easy to bear, that's all.
Oh.
Look, leave me alone. I just want to go to sleep.
You just listen to Bea. She knows what she's talking about.
Look, Lizzie, I know how Bea feels about drugs, but she can't stop people from doing what they want to do. It's their own choice.
Oh, and what sort of choice did Donna have when she shot herself full of heroin that was cut with battery acid?
Yeah, and Sally Lee. You didn't know her, but she tried to go cold turkey and then she hung herself in her own cell.
Is that the sort of choice you want for yourself?
Yeah, well, Smack's different. I never touched the stuff.
Oh, smack speed, it's all the bloody same. The weak ones end up on a slab in the morgue and the pusher moves on to the next poor bastard. And they're the ones I want to see wiped out. Not stupid kids like you and Donna who don't know any better.
Yeah? Well, you don't have to worry about me. Because I can take it or leave it. And I haven't touched nothing for ages anyway. Now will you let me sleep?
Oh, I watch it, you silly old cow.
Sorry, love. Oh, God, my old tick. I rushed all the way back from the workshop. Now, have I got news for you lot?
Well, it better be bloody good after that entrance.
Don't tell me the freak finally cracked a smile.
No, this is real news. Mrs. Davidson's got the bullet.
Who told you that?
Maggie down the workshop when I was collecting the dirty aprons and things.
Oh, Bull, what would she know?
Oh, well, she heard it from Jude, so it's got to be true.
Oh, knock me down with a feather.
Mrs. Davidson sacked, what for?
I don't know. She didn't tell her.
Yeah? Well, who cares why? Good riddance, I reckon.
What would you know, you cheeky little twerp? Mrs. Davidson was a good governor. She was really nice to me and I loved her and I'm really sad to see her go.
Yeah, well, for someone on the other side, she was okay. Besides, at least she was fair.
Yeah, well, I reckon we should do something about it. We can't just sit by and watch her go.
Like what? Strike or something?
Oh, no. Couldn't we get up a petition or something?
Oh, what would be the point? If they've decided it and they've made up their minds, a piece of paper from us isn't going to change it.
So that's what Ferguson was on about, talking about changes around here. It all makes sense now.
I wonder who's going to take Mrs. Davidson's place.
Probably Po-Face. She's next in line.
Not for long. They'll just use her until they can get a full-time replacement. And the way the freak's been carrying on, I reckon she thinks she's got the job all sewn up.
Oh, they couldn't! Here, give this to Mrs. Power, will you, please?
Good afternoon, ladies.
Oh, hello, all ready for your first lesson?
Yes, all prepared. What about the women? They haven't had a change of heart, have they?
No, you've got a few takers.
Can't for the life of me think what they imagine they're going to get out of it.
Well, let's hope I'm a good salesman, Miss Ferguson. I thought I'd start the women off on these. They're nice and simple.
Ah, well, you're on the right track there.
Fine. Look, you are a bit early. The women are still at work, but I'll take you through to the recreation room. You can wait there.
Thank you. See you again, Miss Ferguson.
Oh, hey, Mrs. M, what did I hear about Mrs. Davidson? Rumours going around that she's being fired.
Well, what exactly have you heard?
Just that she's being replaced. Is it true?
Yes, it is, Bea. But I wouldn't try and take any action if I were you. The department's still extremely tight-lipped over that sit-in in the dining room. So just stay out of trouble, will you?
Not to worry, Mrs. M. I've got more important things to think about.
All right,
Ladies, will you quiet down, please? Mr. Barker's here to start the Bible class. Now, he's a very busy man and he hasn't got all day.
Bible class? Oh, not wasting me time with that crap.
No, me neither.
Sure, just what you need after a hard day at the office.
No one's forcing you to stay. If you're not interested, get back to your cells and let the others get on with it.
Don't you worry, Rev. We're interested. We want to hear what you got to say. Don't worry about those rotten heathens.
Right. Now, I thought we'd start today's lesson with a reading from one of my own favourite passages from the Bible. It's Corinthians chapter 2, verse 5. That your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power.
I've always loved the apostles myself. Do you reckon that Paul was Jesus' favourite apostle? I always had a sneaking feeling that he was.
Paul? No. I think Jesus loved all of them equally. He didn't have any favourites as such.
Not even Paul?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, I suppose it's just as well, because Paul wasn't even an apostle.
Mr. Barker, I've always been stumped by Satan in the Bible. Now, it says here...
Excuse me, ladies. We really should move on. We're running out of time.
Oh, let's have a bit of a sing-song. I miss all my singing from the good old salvos. Let's sing my favourite hymn, the 23rd Psalm. You start it off, and we'll all join in.
Ladies, we've had questions from all parts of the Bible today. If you just concentrate on Genesis for our next lesson, I'm sure we'll all make better progress.
He said he was in his final year.
Well, that's what we were told.
Doesn't even know the 23rd Psalm. I'm not much of a Christian, but at least I know that.
So you're thinking what I am. Just stay here and make sure there's no trouble. I won't be long.
Hey, look, we got...
Ah, pretty pictures too.
That's a fast. It'll cost you $50.
Yeah, I can have mine.
Oh, come off it and keep it.
There you go.
What am I going to do with 6 acid trips on a scripture card?
Oh, thank you, Tammy. Love, I've nearly got a set now.
Now that's what I call some picture.
Thank you very much. You're getting very religious all of a sudden, aren't you?
Right, thank you.
Carol, find John Barker's card, please. I need the name of the vicar and the phone number of the church he's associated
She needn't do that. I've already checked with the local parish. John Barker left for Africa a month ago to work as a missionary.
with. Oh, well, in that case, just notify the police.
I've already done that. They're on their way.
Would you mind telling me what's going on?
Don't worry, I won't be keeping you long. Do you have any means of proving your identity?
My identity? I don't understand. I've already told you my name's John Barker and I'm affiliated with the local parish. You can call them if you have any further questions.
We have. John Barker left last month for Africa.
Well, all I can say is someone's made a mistake somewhere along the line. I'm not due to leave for Africa until next month.
Oh, I see. If you knew you were leaving, why were you so keen to become involved in Wentworth?
I thought it would help with my training. A chance to put into practice what I've been studying all these years.
Inspector Grace, Mrs. Powell.
Mrs. Powell.
Inspector.
Mrs. Morris. Inspector Grace. Well, now, John Patrick Forbes. I had an idea I might run into you again.
Forbes.
Yes, Mrs. Powell, Forbes. We've had our eye on him for some time. Suspected drug dealer. If you finish with him, I'll take him down to the station for questioning.
You can have him, Inspector. Take him down to reception. Wait there. Would you assemble all available officers for an immediate cell search, please, Meg? I'll be along as soon as I can.
Right away.
We'll see how you go with your search. It's not often as simple as that, as you must realise. Hiding small quantities of drugs in a large place like this is pretty easy. Anyway, let me know how you get on. If you don't find anything, I'll get the dog squad in. They'll find it.
Great, thanks, Inspector. I'll do that.
You nagging bitch, Smith. You put them onto him. When I get through with you, you're going to wish branding was back in fashion.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mackenzie. Why don't you rack off?
You're a thieving cow, Smith, that sucks up to the screws for what you can get out of them.
Bugger your mates, eh? So long as you're all right.
Oh, just bugger off, will you? You can't prove any of that. You're just trying to make me...
Cut it out, Lizzie. Just leave it.
Oh, God, anyone would think we were blooming criminals. Don't you bend those. I want to stick them up over me bed.
Watch my ticklish spots.
Nothing. All right, there's nothing in this section. If the other officers have had no luck, I'll take up Grace's offer and bring the dogs in, get this lot back to their cell, then report to me.
Righto, everybody, move back quickly. Come on, back to yourselves.
Oh. Hell, wouldn't you think they'd clean up after them?
Will you just look at this? What do they think? Oh, I'm hiding margarina in me bloomers.
Well, you've got to confess there's plenty of room in those bloomers, Lizzie.
Yeah, well, they were looking long enough, so wherever Noel was hiding his stuff, it must be good.
I heard Tammy say that Bowface was getting the dog squad in. Do you reckon they'll be able to sniff it out?
Dogs? Bloody hell!
What's the matter with you? Are you hiding something? Because if you are, you're going to be in strife.
Me? Nah, of course not. I just want to know where she stashed it, because she doesn't seem too worried.
Where's Smith?
She's not here.
I can see that. I'm asking where she's gone.
How would we know?
Could be under the bed.
When I catch up with her, she'll find herself in bed for as long as I can keep her there. That's the only way to handle laggers and thieves.
Bee's never thieved or lagged in her life. She's got more decency in her little finger than you have in the whole of your body.
Is that right?
Yeah. And what's more, she's on to you, so you better just watch it.
I'll bet I know where she is. Come on. And bring Prune Face with you. It's about time she found out what sort of mate she hangs around with and what happens to them.
You leave her alone.
Well, well, well. What have we got here? You're not only a lagger and a thief, but you're stupid too. I've got all the proof I want now, haven't I, Wrinkles?
Oh, what do you want about?
There's only two people in this prison who knew about that hiding place. Me and the person who stole my money. I knew that if I waited long enough and was patient, I'd catch you at it, Smith. Well, get this, lady. Nobody steals from Nola Mackenzie and gets away with it, ever.
I didn't think you'd ever do that to the women, Bee.
Of course I did it. Mackenzie's done so much dealing with the freak, I couldn't remember what side she was on.
Well, you're going to get a little reminder.
Oh, fair go. Leave her alone.
Keep out of this, Lizzie.
Where the hell do you think you're going, Boots?
In the library, bashed.
What are you talking
One
about?
of the women being bashed in the library.
Get down to the next floor and get Officer O'Shea. And Birdsworth, don't run. You might have another heart attack. Getting a bit of exercise, are we?
You could say that.
Oh, I'll have to, won't I? Especially if the governor asks. But then I can just say you and your cronies were on recreation period.
Fair enough.
Go back through the toilet block. Birdsworth and Officer O'Shea are on their way up the stairs. Make sure Birdsworth keeps her mouth shut. Get up, Smith. Get up, Smith!
I don't want to slip the boot in like you make my chin.
Shut up, Smith! Now get on your feet and get to the sister. Get up, Smith.
Oh!
So that's your great B Smith for you. Throws a weight around, then pinches stuff behind your back. Top dog. Top bloody bitch, I'd reckon.
Did she take the dope, Nola?
Of course not. As soon as I heard she was coming back, I hid it in a safer place.
Bit rough, I reckon.
All right for those who suck up to her. Hey, Daniels?
B's all right?
Yeah. For a thieving bitch, she's great.
I don't know, it's just not like her.
You've got to face it, Daniels. She pinched that can of hair colour from Phyllis and over $200 from me just so she could go on a joyride to Sydney. Some bloody mate.
B's a better mate than you'll ever be any day. She knows what friendship is. That's why she pinched your dough and not mine or Maxie's.
Only because you haven't got that sort of money.
And neither would you have if you hadn't been dealing with screws. That's why she pinched your dough. You're nothing but a screw's pet dog. Hadn't even got the guts to stand up to her by yourself. You had to call in some of your heavies to help you.
I don't need anybody, Wrinkles.
Get your hands off her, Nola. No one gets away with bashing old ladies in here.
Who's old?
Yeah, leave her, Nola. She's harmless.
Who's bashing? It's just a friendly warning.
Birdsworth, Mrs. Powell wants you.
Don't you let anything slip, Wrinkles, because if you do, it won't be you who gets the bashing, it'll be your little mate, Maxie.
You wouldn't dare.
What's going on, Mackenzie?
Oh, nothing, Miss Ferguson. Everything's fine, just fine. Isn't it, Lizzie?
No, Birdsworth. I am going to get to the bottom of this.
I didn't see anything, Mrs. Powell.
You told Miss Ferguson that a prisoner was being attacked in the library. Now, how did you know that if you weren't there?
I was in the corridor and I heard somebody yelling.
Who?
That's all. I don't know. I just heard it, so I rushed to find a screw. Sorry, officer.
You were coming from the direction of the library, Birdsworth.
Yeah. So I thought I'd better check it out before I raised the alarm.
So you did look in the library?
Yeah. No. Well, I suppose so. But I didn't see anyone. I just saw a stash going on, so I rushed to get help.
Oh, come on. I thought Smith was a friend of yours. Don't you want to see her attackers punished?
Of course I do. But I'm sorry, I can't help.
All right. Wait outside. Miss Ferguson will take you back in a few minutes.
Mrs. Powell.
What?
Can I visit B?
All right, but later. Now wait outside. So, the Phantom Basher strikes again.
Certainly looks like it. I don't think Smith would win any popularity poll at the moment.
Do you think Mackenzie had anything to do with it?
Well, there's no love lost between those two, but I don't know how we could prove it.
All right. I want Mackenzie taken out of the laundry for a few days until this quietens down. Take her out to the garden.
Right.
That's all.
Hello, Mr. Shea.
I need this.
What's up?
We've just admitted a new prisoner by the name of Zara Moonbeam, would you believe?
You're joking.
Wish I were. She's away with the fairies. Oh, and the police have just arrived with the dogs.
Oh, well, look, I've finished here. I may as well show them around.
No, it's all right. Officer Barfield and Hall are with them in D block at the moment. I'll join them after this break.
Listen, Meg, I've just had to adjust the rosters. I need your opinion on this overtime, okay?
Right, I'll get it.
Staff room. Speaking. Oh, wonderful. Where are you? Yeah. Well, what flight are you on? I'll meet you at the airport. Oh. Well, all right. No. Oh, it'll be lovely to see you. Yeah, right. Bye.
Okay, great, thanks. Look, if you need me, I'll be with B. Smith in the hospital.
Mrs. Powell, look, I know it's short notice, but I wonder if I could have a few days off. That was my father. Well, I'm not sure. Well, it's just that I haven't seen him for ages.
Look, I'll check the rosters and see what I can do.
Fine. Thank you.
Morning, Smith.
Morning, Mrs. Powell. No, I didn't get the number of the truck that hit me.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Swinging the lid, I shouldn't even be in here at all.
Now, would this have anything to do with our resident drug runner?
Drugs? What drugs?
Come on, I think we've known each other too long for that. Why don't you help us break the trade? You have worked with us before.
Oh, yeah. That was that brilliant plan to get rid of Ferguson, wasn't it? Worked really well, didn't it? Gave me a great deal of confidence in the official way of handling things.
You are more than aware of the harm hard drugs do. Do you want to see another inmate die of an overdose?
No, I don't.
Then help us find out how these drugs are getting in.
Oh.
Come in.
You said I could visit B, Mrs. Powell.
Yes, all right. Thanks, Mrs. O'Shea. It's to be 5 minutes only, Birdsworth. You think about what I said. It's the only way.
How are you, B? Oh, Olive. I've been so worried about you, love. Yeah, well, it takes more than Mackenzie and the freak to put me down. The freak? Was she in it too? Yeah. She let Mackenzie and her goons go. Even told them to hide out in the loo for a while. The bloody rotten lousy swine. How'd the women take it? Oh, they weren't too happy about you nicking her money. Oh, no. At the time, there was no other way. I know, love. Taking money from her doesn't count. Is she still flogging dope around? Yeah, but she must have it stashed away real well. The coppers brought the dog squad in, and even they couldn't sniff it out. She still got it then? Yeah, but not for long. I'll find it, don't you worry. No, you keep out of it, Lizzie. Oh, no way. Mackenzie's not going to bash up my mate. The freak's in it too. I know, but I'll be careful. Don't you worry.
Have your lunch break if you like. I'll take over. Well, how does it feel to be on B. Smith's throne?
Feel a damn sight better if I could get some trading goods in. The supply I've got isn't going to last for long.
Yeah, but don't try the preacher trick again. It was cute, but too easily detected.
Yeah, thanks to Smith.
Not at all. I spotted it a mile off. All I had to do was ring the local vicar and check his identity.
You?
Of course. I told you I'd come down on the dope if things started to get too hot. At least I get the credit for nabbing him, even though he wasn't carrying anything. What did he give you, by the way?
You don't expect me to tell you, do you?
You always are out for number one, aren't you?
That's probably why you and I get on so well together, Mackenzie.
Yeah.
You sent for me, Mrs. Powell?
Yes, come in. Look, Joan, it's about your request for time off. I'm sorry, but it's a bit difficult at the moment. Hall and Ward, they're due to go on annual leave at the end of the week, so it's going to leave us rather short-handed, especially as I've had to take over from Mrs. Davidson.
Of course, I understand.
I take it you haven't seen your father for some time?
No, he retired to a property outside Forbes, and it's a little bit far for regular visits.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'll certainly arrange the roster so that you don't have any overtime while he's here.
Thank you. I'd appreciate some time with him. Mrs. Powell, I know it's a little irregular, but there'd be any possibility of my father inspecting the prison while he's here?
Inspecting?
Oh, I don't mean anything official. Just a look around.
Well, I don't know. The women might object, and I certainly don't want them to think they're on public display.
I wouldn't have thought that would be a consideration.
Well, it is at the moment. I don't want to make waves.
Look, he's not just anybody. He is a retired army major, and he takes an active interest in community affairs.
And he is your father. Leave it with me. I'll see what I can do, okay?
Thank you. What the hell's going on in here? What are you doing here, Moonlight, or whatever your stupid name is?
Moonbeam. Zara Moonbeam.
Get out. You're not rostered in here. You want to work, you've got to get permission. Give me those cards, Daniels. Give them to me. The rest of you get back to work. You, stop right there. Now, you're new here, and you've obviously never been in prison before. But you're going to learn very quickly that you don't just wander around as you like.
My body might be behind bars, but my spirit is free.
Oh, is that so? Well, then we'd better tie you down in case you start floating around your cell.
Oh, you have an order to repress guilt and aggression.
Don't give me any of your rubbish or you'll be sorry. Understand?
Yes.
Miss Ferguson.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Right. Now get to your cell and don't let me catch you at any of your cheap circus tricks again.
Well, what is this, Lizzie? You suddenly become my personal maid or something?
To see you, B. I've got it.
Well, don't come near me. I don't want to catch it.
No, fair dinkum, B. I've got all Nola's drugs.
You silly old bugger. I told you to leave it. Now, where is it?
I hid it in the loo. I thought that was safer than leaving it around in the cell.
Does she know you've got it?
Oh, of course not. I was real crafty. She'd hidden it in the garden, so I watched her. And when she'd gone, I dug it up.
Oh, boy.
Thing is, B, I've got to let the screws find out without lagging.
No, you don't. They're not going to take any credit for it. Just get rid of it.
Hey?
Get rid of it. Chuck it in the loo, put it down the furnace, anything you like, just get rid of it.
What are you doing?
I'm getting out of here so I can help look after you and stop you from getting your scrawny little neck broken.
Nola won't touch me. The last time she tried, the women got up in arms against her.
Just hand me my dressing gown there.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going back to my cell. There's nothing wrong with me.
Well, get back into bed. We'll have to go. Go on.
Bye, Bela.
Don't you forget what I said, Lizzie.
Come on, get back into bed. You're not leaving here without Mrs. Powell's permission.
Oh.
Sorry I'm late, Mrs. B. Call of nature.
It's all right, Lizzie. Did you find your pills?
Yeah. God, I'm a nana. I didn't lose them in the garden after all. I found them in my cell.
Better get back to work, Lizzie.
silly about your pills. But it did give you a chance to come out here and poke around by yourself, didn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the seeds I planted. I was going to grow myself a money tree, but you dug it up.
So what if I did?
So you're going to give them back.
It's only rubbish, so I chucked it away.
You'd better be joking.
I'm not joking. I flushed them down the loo. You're finished, Mackenzie.
Not me, Wrinkles. But your mate Maxie is. She's the one who's going to cop it.
She didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah? Well, where did you get the money to buy the dope with? Nobody crosses me, bird brain. Pity your mate Maxie won't be around to see it.